Welcome back to another edition of the Pagcast. I'm your host, Michael Pagani, joined alongside 97th ranked prospect for the 2020 NHL entry draft, Alex Jefferies. Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thanks for having me, Michael.
Yeah, thanks again for coming on. You know, it's always a pleasure having you come on, having all my guests come on. So now, during this coronavirus pandemic, a lot of people have turned towards Netflix to do their, spending time. What have you been doing during quarantine?
Yeah, I've been watching a little Netflix too. Definitely working out a lot. Now that the rinks are open, been skating a lot too. So it's good to be back on the ice and seeing my family a lot more than usual for sure too.
How weird is it going back on the ice after 3 months of basically downtime?
Yeah, it wasn't too weird for me because I up here we had ice. It was only about a month for me, so I've been on for a
Okay.
little while now, so it wasn't too bad. But I remember back to when it first happened, I thought it was going to be a while, but it ended up not being too long. So I was happy to get back out there.
Getting into your story now, you did grow up in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. Did you cheer for the hometown Boston Bruins?
I did, yeah. Big Bruins fan. Been to TD Garden a lot. Love Bergeron, Marchand, all those guys.
And how heartbreaking was it that, they lost in 2013 to the Chicago Blackhawks and 2019 to the St. Louis Blues?
Yeah, it's been tough. Last year was definitely way tougher than the first one too. I thought they had that one, but who knows? This year they're on the path back to get there again. So we'll see.
They
Fingers
do seem
crossed.
to be a cup contending team for years to come.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully they can get back out there and playing again. I think they have a good shot.
Oh yeah, with them grabbing the divisional seed, they'll play. I'm not too sure who they'll play, but they're going to get one of the playing rounds. And
Right.
unfortunately, they will not get Alexis Lafreniere.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good thing though. I guess they got a chance for a cup, so that's all that matters.
Oh, for sure. That's all that's on the players' mind. Nick Foligno did come out recently saying that the players don't tank for number one. They don't really care about it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's not like the NBA too. I mean, just one guy can't make a whole team, so it's different. Like in the NBA, if you get LeBron, Zion, one of those guys, it's
Oh
totally
yeah.
different. It's just different sport. So
Well, we definitely saw the impact of what Kawhi Leonard had on the Toronto Raptors and how
right,
dominant he was during the playoffs with them.
yeah, good point.
Did you ever cheer for any other hometown boss or hometown teams in Massachusetts?
Yeah, I'm a big Pats fan too. So I've always been a big football guy. I like watching the Pats and Brady. A little bit of Red Sox here and there, Celtics too, but I'm a big Pats fan for sure.
So, how I guess I should say this again. How heartbreaking was it when Tom Brady left?
It's kind of like, it's 50-50. Like I'm happy for him. I'm gonna be rooting for the Bucks too, so I'm gonna be rooting for
Okay.
both teams. So hopefully they both do well next year.
Well, yeah, Brady has the resume. Like he dominated that AFC the whole time he was there with the Patriots.
Yeah, he's been awesome. He's definitely like one of the best athletes ever. Him and Jordan and a couple other guys. Really, it's just he's been awesome. He's been fun to watch.
So, who influenced you to start hockey?
My dad played in college at Providence College in Rhode Island, so he was a big influence for me. And just he kind of pushed me towards it initially, and once I started, I just fell in love with it, loved the sport. So, but he was a big influence early on.
I just want to rewind here quickly. With you being a Patriots and Bruins fan, you've seen lots of championships. Have you been down to a championship parade?
I have, yeah. I went to one Bruins parade back a while ago. I was really young, but not too many recently with school and everything. It's kind of busy, but I watch them all. They're fun. They're fun to be at.
I'm sure they are. It does seem like a very fun time. I can only see clips of it because my hometown Toronto Maple Leafs just they really do suck. I'm not a fan of them for no means. I hate them because I'm a Habs fan.
Yeah.
But like they suck when it comes to the playoffs.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the Bruins have gotten them a couple times. Yeah. Game 7. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love it. Because my gym teacher, Mr. Hogan, he'll see this for sure. I just keep jabbing him on Twitter about him being a Leafs fan and how the Bruins always crush them in Game 7. It's great fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what were some of your early hockey memories?
Well, I grew up playing for my town here in Lunenburg, Mass, and my dad coached me for a little bit, so that was always fun. And I moved over to the Minuteman Flames in Marlboro, played that for there for a couple of years. So, two different teams for youth, but it was a lot of fun and a couple of championships, so it was fun. And then I moved over to U16 and prep school and all that. That's been real fun too.
You said that your dad coached you early on. Did he ever bag skate you?
No, he didn't. We were, like like mini mites, squirts. Yeah, like I don't think he wasn't like, yeah, get on the goal line. Yeah, yeah, just some fun like drills he'd do. He was always fun to play for your dad.
You mentioned earlier on that you like the Bruins because of Bergeron and Marchand. Do you have a player in specific that you look up to and want to emulate them?
Well, my favorite player always growing up was Ovechkin. I love him. He's just like fun personality, all that. Recently, I've been a big fan of McDavid. He's, everyone loves McDavid, but my favorite player I'd say is Ovechkin. I've always loved him. Love watching him.
And so since your favorite player is Ovechkin, have you ever seen him play?
I do, yeah. We go to the Garden and we always go to Caps games when they play the Bruins. We always come when Ovechkin's in town. So I've seen him play at least 3 or 4 times now. We always like to watch him play.
That would be an amazing feat for him to accomplish with him breaking the old-time goals record if he does.
Yeah, I think he's got a shot. Hopefully, I'm rooting for him. With that one timer, I mean, that's not going away. So I think he's got a shot. We'll see.
I mean, as a Canadian myself, it would be very ironic to see a Russian take down Wayne Gretzky, but all the best to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So would you be able to speak upon your road to where you are today?
Yeah, I think I played. Big thing growing up was I was never like on the top team. I was always on tier two, and that was like a big thing for me. I always wanted to be on that best team. I never made it. So when I first played U14, that was the first time I played like elite hockey or tier one hockey, and so just always growing up, I was always struggling to. I wanted to get to that level, and when I did, I finally took advantage and played U14 for 1 year, 2 years of U16 hockey in Tingsboro, Mass. And then I went up to Connecticut to play at prep school for 2 years.
Like you said, you faced a lot of adversity. What would it mean for you to be drafted with all the hard work that you've put in?
Yeah, I think it's always been my goal, my dream. So been working for it for a long time. So it'll be a dream come true for sure.
And what would it mean for you to be drafted by your favorite team, the hometown team, Boston Bruins?
Yeah, that would be cool too. I've always been a fan of them, so that would for sure be number one on my list. It'd be a dream scenario for me.
And what skills would you say you bring to the team that drafts you?
I'd say my biggest skill is my shot, the way I can score goals and shoot the puck. I think that's my biggest trait, but I like to, play below the dots, be hard to play against, go to the net. I'd say I'm a goal scorer, go to the net and score goals around the net, that sort of thing, and see the ice well.
Hypothetically speaking, which one of your teammates would you want to play with in the NHL?
Um, I'd say it's a tough one. My buddy David Andrechuk, I play with this year. He's my center. He was a real good player. We worked really well together. He was kind of, more of a passer, playmaker type, and I'm more of a goal scorer. So there's a good connection there. And on and off the ice, I liked him a lot. So I think he'd be a good guy. I'd always like playing with a guy like him. He's going to committed to St. Lawrence too, so he's a good player.
You had 69 points in 32 games with the Gunnery. How did you achieve that success?
Yeah, I think we had a good team this year. A lot of great coach and great teammates I play with, and it was a lot of fun. Just working really hard in the off season, preparing, and we had a goal to win a championship, and we did. So that was the main goal that we wanted to achieve, and I was really happy to do that.
Would you say that the coach played a hand in helping you, putting you in the right spots?
Yeah, for sure. He was big for me. He was, at prep school, it's different. Like I go to school and he's my advisor too in school and he teaches classes. So, we spend a lot of time together on and off the ice. So he was big for me, mentally and on the ice, just showing me a lot of different things and helping me, especially through times of struggle. When you're not scoring goals, things aren't going your way. He was big for me.
So take me through your typical schedule. Like how often do you play during the week?
We play a lot during the week because on Wednesdays we have half days at prep school. So usually we get out of school at noon or so, and then we play our games on Wednesday and Saturday, and games non in conference we play Fridays. So um, we play every Wednesday, Saturday, and then occasionally on Fridays too.
Did you ever work during the school year or hockey year?
Like a other job, not
Yeah, like
really,
part-time
'cause
job.
no, because you're on campus, so it's kind of tough to do. But you got so much going on with school and everything. But in the summer, I work some camps and clinics and things like that.
Do you ever use your skills to help teach in your advice to help teach the young kids?
Yeah, so I work, a clinic every summer with my buddy Terry Virtue. He runs a clinic up in Worcester. He played in the NHL for a while, um, and I try and go down there and help out. And there's some good young kids out there, so it's always fun.
What would you say is the biggest takeaway for you from this season?
I think we struggled at certain points like throughout the year, and I think just the way we kind of battled through that adversity. Sometimes we didn't do so well, and I think towards the end of the year we learned how to do it much better, and kind of found a way to really fight through it and win games when you're not playing your best.
What played into your decision to commit to Merrimack, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, so I committed a couple of years ago. I think my sophomore year, and it was really my first offer. It was really early in the season. I committed there. I love the coach. I love the campus. It's close to home, so it was a great spot for me, and I'm looking forward to going there next year.
Do you know what their systems are like and if it's different than what you've been used to?
Yeah, I mean, I think every college system is, it's more tight, it's more defense oriented. So definitely gonna have to focus on working on that. But I think, Coach Boric and Merrimack, he kind of keeps it more open. He wants his players to be, demonstrate their skill, and if you have skill, you can make plays. So it's not like, too buttoned down or anything. But definitely, there'll be some differences for sure.
What will you be studying at Merrimack?
I'll be studying exercise science, like to be a strength coach or trainer. Really interested in that sort of thing.
What would you say is a typical game day for you?
Usually I wake up. I like to get a good breakfast, some eggs, go to school, and whatever they're having for a pregame meal. Just get a good pregame meal, maybe a nap, and get to the rink. I don't have too many rituals. Just like to get to the rink and kind of focus on the game. It's really all I do. Get a good warm up in.
With scouts potentially being in the building, does that add any motivation for you to take your game to the next level?
Not really. I think they're at pretty much every game. So you just gotta kind of pretend they're not there. And sometimes I don't do the best job at that. I think it's tough for everyone, but just kind of like just play your game and not focus on it.
Speaking about your game, what are some qualities that you think could be improved on, and how do you go on improving that?
I think the biggest thing I work on is my play away from the puck, kind of supporting teammates, defensive zone things, and that's a big thing. My coach at Merrimack, he's kind of stressing to me, and just making plays quicker, and there's going to be less time and space at college too. So I think just got to work on that, and he's pushing me to help me work on that.
How has the coronavirus impacted your draft preparation?
Not really for me. I mean, I'm still training the same way, skating. For me, it hasn't been too bad. Everyone I know is healthy, and so hasn't really affected me at all. I think the skate I usually do in the summer usually starts up right about now, so that's gotten postponed a little bit. But I'm still skating, still on the ice, so it's hasn't really affected me too much.
Would you say that you are in better shape with all this downtime for next season?
Yeah, for sure. I've been getting in some good work. I'm definitely in much better shape, and I think when you finish a season, you're not you're kind of like you haven't been lifting as much. It's more of
Yeah.
like you're tired. So I think it's been good for me to get lifting and speed conditioning, all that. So I'm feeling good, getting ready for the season. Hopefully, it starts on time and everything. We'll see.
What would you say is your go-to shootout move?
Shootout move. I'm a big shooter. I just like to come in, kind of see where the goalie is. Usually go high glove or low glove. That's my big thing. Try not to make too many moves. Just kind of let it rip.
So final question here on the Pagcast. What would you say is your best advice to give to aspiring hockey players?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, just, for me, like, just keep working. Like I said, I wasn't always on the best teams, and, it's kind of like you kind of doubt yourself sometimes, but everything will work out. And just as long as you keep working hard and, putting in the work, it'll all work out if you just, keep to it. So that's all I'd say.
Well, I'd like to thank the 97th ranked prospect for this year's NHL 2020 entry draft, Alex Jefferies, for joining me on today's podcast. Thank you again, Alex.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.